rolling back. So you want a straight back, breathing to prepare to engage the core, arms just forward to start with. And then we're just going to roll ourselves back. We're just going back halfway, breathing out. Let the shoulders relax down as well, sucking the tummies in. And then breath in here and just breathe out to come up. We will be adding on, but make sure you come up really tall in between. So push the chest to the ceiling. So let's go back again. And this time we're going to take an arm out to the side and reach behind. Just go as far as your shoulder lets you to start with. And a nice breath in and come up. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So as you go back, breathing out, take the arm behind, come back to center, sucking in the core, and then just breathe out to come up again. So let's go back again. So just changing the arm slightly, pulling back as though you're pulling back on a bow and arrow. Take the arm behind and then just bend it and bring it back to center and come up. Same on the other side, breathing out. Pull the arm back, come back to the chest with the arm, slide it forward and then roll up again. Lovely, so nice and tall in between. Let's do that again. Coming up nice and tall. Keep the shoulders down. It's easy to bring the shoulders up when the arms start to tire. And just come up. Right, just have a little rest, just have a little lean forward to stretch into the lower back. We've got some more to do there. So just stretch into the lower back by hugging the knees. Okay, and then take a nice breath in, sit up nice and tall again. And we're going to roll back again. This time try and keep the back as straight as you can, sitting on the sit bones. And we're going to flap the arms. And we're going to see if we can do a little toe tap as well. So it's kind of doing the 100. And we're going to bring the knee up and in towards the chest and tap it down as we're flapping the arms. It's a bit like that exercise where you have to pat the head and rub the belly. It's quite difficult coordinating this one. So lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Okay, so just come back to center. Stop the arms, come back to center. Have another hug of the knees there. Stretch the back. Okay, so just making rounded arms this time, just fingers touching, so just coming back and just leaning back again. I want you to lift up the hands to the ceiling and lower. And then this time when you're lifting up, you can bring the toes up and lower down and toes up and lower down. So you've got to really have your core in strong to support the back here and lift the knees as high as comfortably for you. It's quite tough. So 2 more. And this is just the warm-up. And 1 more. I am joking. Okay, and then just come back to center. Give yourselves a little hug there on the back there. Stretch the knees, stretch the back, have a hug there. Okay, so we're just going to take ourselves back onto our elbows and kind of continue that type of thing on our elbows. So whilst we're on our elbows, don't let your chest shrink down. We want to be nice and straight from hips to the shoulders there. And just pull your tummies in. Push your chest to the ceiling and on your tiptoes. So sucking the core in. Now you can either do a single toe tap, so it's alternating the legs, or you can do them both if you're happy with that one. So just lifting and lowering and lifting and lowering. So if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can take the feet further away because that just extends the strength of the core there. It's making you hold on a bit tighter with the core. See how you feel with that one. Bring the legs in if it's too much, or just go one leg at a time. And again. Okay, so hold the next one in. I'm mindful it's quite tough. Hold the legs in so they are in tabletop position. So directly, knees directly over the hips there. Okay, so all we're going to do now is just straighten one leg and bend it back, and straighten the other and bend it back. So again, core engaged, keep the back nice and long, keep the legs over the hips there. So you've got a little bit of a work going on there with the hips and the thighs. So alternating the straight leg, pointing the toe to the ceiling. So really try and straighten the leg and keep it in that tabletop position over the hips. One more each side. And then bring your knees into chest, slide your elbows away and take a lie down. Have a little rock from side to side and just have a breather here. Okay, so we're going to go and do some bridge work now, but we're going to be doing different things with each bridge. So just bear with me on this, just for a bit of variety. So making sure your knees are just pointing up at the ceiling and they are hip width open. Okay, so nice big breath in here. Draw the core in so it's pushing the spine into the back. So roll those hips back there. So you're now going to roll through each vertebrae, making sure you do push each vertebrae into the mat so your hips are nice and high. Fingers just pointing down to the heels. So just keeping it here, we're just going to lift and lower the hips down for 5. So we're going to go down and then up. Each time you go up, squeeze into the bottom. So you're working the backs of the legs, the glutes and the tummy here. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Take a large, big lungful of breath, and then we're just going to go all the way down again, rolling through the vertebrae one at a time, through the waist to the coccyx, and breathing out all the way down. Okay, so next one up, we're going to come up again. Take a big breath in, roll the pelvis back towards the ribs, closing the gap, making sure the tummy sucks into the back, and roll yourself up. Okay, so you need to get your weight over one foot. We're going to lift the other and we're going to toe tap this one. So just one side. So I'm doing my left leg for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. And then we're going to roll down before we do the other side, because all the rolling up and down is very good for the spine. It just helps the vertebrae move independently from each other. So big breath in through the hips there, really pull through the middle back there because that's always so tight, and push your hips to the ceiling. And then balance on the other leg, for me the left leg. So I've now got my right leg. We're going up for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Bring that down and then roll yourselves down through each vertebrae again, really pushing through the lower back. I know that's stiff on most people, all the way through to the coccyx. Lovely. Okay, so now we're just going to go up again. Push all the way up to the top, squeeze into the bottom, and then I want you to lower the hips down about halfway. Okay, and then we're just going to take one leg up and we're just going to point that leg to the ceiling and draw little leg circles. So just make sure you've got your bottom perhaps a fist width away from the mat. So point the leg, point the toes. So 6 little circles roughly in each direction. Relax the shoulders down but keep the tummy engaged. Now back the other way. Sorry, I wasn't counting exactly because I was talking, but roughly 6. Okay, take that leg down and push the hips up to the ceiling and pulse. So pulse it up to the ceiling, really squeeze into the backs of the legs and the bottom. Okay, lower the hips down again, halfway, roughly fist width away from the mat. Take the other leg up and we'll do the same here. So 6 little circles in each direction. Suck the tummy in, don't forget to breathe. Easy to say. And then back the other way. And bring that leg down. And let's pulse those hips up again before you go down. Squeeze to the ceiling. So just little pulses there. Squeeze, 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 and squeeze, and then roll yourselves down through the back, all the way through the waist to the bottom. Okay, bring your knees in, have a little hug there, have a little rock from side to side, and just let everything relax. Very well done, everybody. Okay, so just taking the knees back out to tabletop then from here. So to do that, make sure that back is pushed into the floor. You flatten the back into the floor, sucking the core in. So we're just going to take opposite leg down, opposite arm overhead, and back to ceiling. So you can bring the arms to the ceiling if that helps you. And then just dropping the arms either one down, one away, back to ceiling. Keep that core in nice and tight. So alternating the sides and the limbs. Very nice. So just toe tap the foot to the floor. So finish on equal sides. Make sure you do the same amount. And come back to center. And then take a nice breath in here. We're going to roll up and do the 100. If you want to keep the head down, you can do. So we're just going to flap the arms. Okay, we're going to stop there. We're going to take the legs up to the ceiling and do a hip lift and come down and go back again and flap the arms again. Okay, stop there. Let's do the same again. If you want to take the legs overhead, you can do, but hip lift is absolutely fine. Come back to center, knees down, and go again. Just thought I'd slip those in there to break up the 100. And one more set. So take the legs to the ceiling or take your legs overhead if you're happy doing that. And suck your core in, roll down with control, legs back out to tabletop, and then just another 20. That's about 20. Sorry, I stopped counting. Suck your knees into chest. Just have a little hug there. A little rock from side to side. Okay, so just place your hands by your head for the next one. Last sort of bit of core work, so to speak. So bringing the knees back out to tabletop. If you're comfortable with holding the head and shoulders up, keep them up, or you can take them down. And then we're just going to take alternate legs out and in and out and in. So just keeping the head, shoulders up. If you're comfy with that, you can place it down in between. So just push each leg away long, lock the knees, really point the toes. And then if you want to add a rotation, you can do. So as you take the leg out, twist to the other side to the knee. Now try and keep the knees over the hips. Don't bring the knees right into the chest. We want them to the hips, so you've got to lift your shoulder a bit higher to try and reach to that knee. So just alternating the rotation there. So one more each side. Finish on equal amounts. Make sure you have done. And then come back to center and hug your knees and have a rest. Do take a drink at any time, guys. I know it gets warm. Okay. So we have just a bit of fun with some tree walking here. So we're going to walk up our tree. So that's holding the back of the leg there. We're going to engage the core. Take a nice big breath in. Push into the hands near the bottom, the heaviest part of the leg. And just bring yourself up using your core and walking your hands up your leg. When you get up, we're just going to take opposite hand and twist towards the leg that's up. Just have a little stretch there. Okay, nice breath in. Let's go walk back down the leg again. So walking down with control, holding the core and just rounding the back there to come down, and just bring that knee in and give it a hug. And then we will do that again. So big breath in, suck the core in, curl the head and shoulders up, push the leg into the back of the hands there, and then just walk all the way up. Squeeze. Lovely, well done everybody, nice legs. Let's go back down again. So holding the leg, walking down with control, all the way down. Hug the knee in, just give it a lovely stretch there in the hips, you're stretching the hip flexors. And then we'll switch to do the other side. Okay, so hug that knee in, hold the back of the leg, breathing in, just prepare, breathing out. You can just push yourself up into your hands. Let's hold the leg and twist to the other side and look behind. So twisting towards the leg. And then come back to center and walk yourself back down again with control, with control, with control. It's that last bit where you need to roll over the hips, it's tricky. Bring the knee in. And then let's go one more time. So holding underneath the thigh, push yourself up using your core. That's it. Nice long legs, nice long legs. And really try and straighten that back, pulling the leg in towards you as well as you can. Try and push the chest up, that helps you straighten the back. Okay, and then roll yourself back. I have a bit of an add-on. Hold it just there, and then we're just going to lift and lower that leg. Hold yourself up off the floor a few inches. So point the toe again, bring the leg in as far as you can. Two more on this leg. Bring it down, let's slide the other one in as we didn't do that. Let's do that one. There we go. Lovely long straight legs. Lock the knee if you can. So really push into the muscles so you're toning and lengthening the muscles as well. And then two more. Straight leg. Really lovely long straight leg. And bring that in. Okay, just one more leg thing here. I'm just going to make some room here. So we're going to take the leg up. I'd like you to roll it over, to roll the leg across the hip of the other one, and then just see if you can lift and lower. So you're going to have to use your weight here. Try and keep your shoulders on the mat. It's tricky. So we just want the leg to go up and down. Do bring it up to the ceiling. Don't go halfway. So bring it across. So you get a lovely stretch into the hip. And again, stretching to the hip. Touch the floor if you can. Try and keep the shoulders down and look to the ceiling. It's a tough one. One more on this leg. And back to the ceiling. And then slide that one down. And we'll do the other side. So nice long leg. And we're going to just roll over to the side and try and touch the floor. You may not be able to. That's absolutely fine. It is all to do with hip strength and flexibility there. So your hips will be rolling, obviously, to help the hip get over, but try and keep the shoulders down. So two more on this leg. Keep that knee locked, keep the legs long and tall. And one more. And back to